What's going on, guys? Akami here. In today's video, we're going to do a drift build on the BRZ. So I decided to stick with the stock engine just to see on how exactly it performs when it comes to drifting. So hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get into it. Okay, guys. So for like I said I was going to start with the stock engine. So these are my performances that I chose. So everything is Ultimate Plus. The turbo that I decided to, well, the charger that I decided to put into my engine or type of boost would be dual turbo to give it that instant boost. Because when you're drifting, you're not always going at a high speed, so you need to keep that consistent speed to continue doing your drift and keep on sliding and whatnot. So I went with the 5 times 3 pound tanks. I don't use nitro in my race at all because I don't know how to use it just yet, but it's still going to be a learning curve. As soon as I get more proficient in my drifting abilities and my drifting skills within this game, I'll be able to produce a higher uh, action. So for my suspension, I had to put showcase suspensions. I went ahead and got the pro brakes to have more soft braking when I'm going into the corners and whatnot. And then I put drag tires on my car. I tried the showcase tires and it was just way too slidey. Even if I did the drift tires as well, I really couldn't control it as much as I possibly could. The only way I was able to really control my car is when I put drag tires on my tires. I put a lead clutch on there. Instead of going with the 6 speed, I put 5 speed. I feel like it was more comfortable for me, especially with the stock engine going at a low speed. So I kept it at a 5 speed gearbox. And then for the differential, I went showcase differential as well. So pretty much everything is still drift suspensions and components. Is just that the only thing that's just not like drift friendly is just the drag tires, pretty much. Like I said, I don't use the nitro at all, so I have nitro refill and nitro power as well. Um, so into the customization. So I went with the Joker theme, uh, BRZ with the with the light purple shiny body paint, and then also with the green green painted wheels. So for my front bumper is Rocket Bunny. For my front lip is Rocket Bunny as well. For the hood, it's the charge speed. For my I blacked out my headlights. For my front fenders, I went ahead and put the Rocket Bunnies on there as well. For my side curves, I put aim gain on there. I felt like it with the carbon fiber, it gave it that more of aggressive look, and it just looked more appealing to me. For my rear fenders, I went ahead and put the Rocket Bunny, but I went with the second Rocket Bunny, because I love it how like when I lowered my car, it doesn't have too much space on my tires, so I went ahead and went that route as well. Um, so for my rear bumper, I just kept it with the stock Subarus. And then for my rear diffuser, I went with the charge speed. Like I said, I love the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is like a very good type of glass type that goes onto the body that I really feel like is more appealing and more aggressive in my opinion. So for the spoiler, I went with the Varus spoiler. I was going to go with the Rocket Bunny chassis mount, but I really didn't like it, so I just stick with this one. Um, so like I gotta represent my name, my brand, Kami and whatnot. I decided to black out the tail lights, and that's pretty much it for the actual body. So onto the wheels. Like I said, I put Toyo tires on there. The wheels that I'm rocking on my car is the Radiform concave BTHs. Like I said, in the color that I have on my car um is green, and overall I like the way it looks. It's definitely a good car and whatnot. I like it. So onto I already talked about the paint. If you guys are wondering why my hood is not black, because the hood came black, I decided to put the decal um, right here on the top, and it just covers over the hood. So I kept it, as you can see, is that's what the actual color is right now. If you see the blink, it's black, and then it went back to purple. Um, so yeah, that's the customization for the paint. For my effects, I went with green nitro, green smoke, green underglow, air suspension, and a truck horn. For my stances, I have less stance on my height, uh, less camber on the front, and less camber on the right. I just feel like it just kept it the way it looked uh, from the way it looked in the beginning. And then this is what it sounds like finally after everything's been done. Sounds pretty good to me. Go ahead and rev this up a little bit. Get that turbo sound from the dual turbos. Definitely like that sound. Definitely sounds pretty good. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the build. So let's go ahead and get into the actual race and whatnot. So in the next part we're going to talk about the live tuning. As you guys already know, the drifting in this game is not the same as before, so you have to change it up just a tad bit. Um, so overall, this is my live tuning that I have. I went steering to the far right, and then my downforce to the far left. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that do this as well. Traction control is off, and drift style is gas. I just like the way the drift with gas is better, in my opinion. Oh, and also I have everything manual, and you know let's slide real quick, and a little crash. But yeah, that's the live tuning. So in the next part, we're going to go ahead and get into the actual race. So I'll see you guys in the next part. For the drift race that we're going to be doing, we're going to be going to, where is it? So our drift race, we're going to be in Mallard. I feel like this, out of all the drift races that I tried to do, this was the one that was the most easiest to me. I'm not going to say it was the most easiest, but it definitely was a good track to definitely get a beginner drift part or beginner drifting build on. So hope you guys enjoy the race. Alright guys, so like as you can see, I'm still not proficient when it comes to the launch stock, when it comes to the manual, but overall definitely gave me a good launch. Definitely was a difficult race for me, even though it is like, I think I've done this race about 16 times before I can actually get it right. I mean, as you can see, I mean everything's still definitely for room for improvement. But overall, I definitely enjoyed the way this car, or sorry, this engine definitely produces within this car. Overall, I haven't done too many drift builds just yet. This probably would be my first one. A lot of people decide to go towards the RX-7 for their first drift build because it's one of the most OP or the go-to drift cars to pick. I decided to go with something totally different. Yeah, I went with, like I said, this is the Subaru BRZ, and it's the Rocket Bunny kit, besides the side skirt and the spoiler. But overall, everything else is Rocket Bunny. I definitely enjoyed the way, like, this race, definitely the end result of the race, and it definitely encouraged me to become more of a better drifter for different races, or sorry, different vehicles that I'll be using later on within this game, or for the rest of my YouTube career. Like I said, I wanted to do drift builds, and for sure this one is definitely a big stepping stone for me learning how to do drift builds. Practice make perfect, but definitely the drag tires definitely played a big part into this car, because there's definitely a lot of understeering because of the wet floor, and it also because it's also raining outside during the day. I thought it would only rain at nighttime, but it definitely was raining during the day, which made me lose definitely a lot of grip while I was definitely going into my corners, into my drifts, which resulted in me getting off track or getting off course. Because as you can see, like, I was definitely losing control of my car in some areas due to the track being wet, so which resulted in me having to slow down. But definitely enjoyed the car. Like I said, my drifting skills is not the best. It's not better than anybody else's, but it is something to take note of as I progress later on in my drift builds. Because like I said, this is my first time drifting. Well, recording a drift. Because when you guys looked at the Let's Play for part 4, I believe, the Let's Slide, they definitely talked about that. Sorry guys, so the clip had ended a little earlier than expected, but the overall final score that I got was 366k. Not bad for the beginning part of my build. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed, please make sure you smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, see ya.